Hello, and welcome to another video about what's happening beyond Earth. I'm Zach, and this is my co-host David.
Thanks, and welcome everyone. Now, we all know that NASA is working towards a return to the moon. Today, we're going to talk about NASA's recent selection of different companies will be building lunar vehicles that will be used on the lunar surface.
Earlier this month, NASA announced the selection of Intuitive Machines, Lunar Outpost, and Venturi Astrolabs to develop Lunar Terrain Vehicles, or LTVs. These vehicles will be used by Artemis astronauts to extend their ability to explore the lunar surface around their landing sites. The idea of using a vehicle to get around the moon isn't new. The Lunar Roving Vehicle, or LRV, better known as the Moon Buggy, was used during Apollos 15, 16, and 17. Those rovers were transported to the moon, folded up, assembled by the astronauts after landing, and then used to help in the exploration of the moon.
Though such vehicles have been made in the past, that doesn't mean that the selected companies will be using old blueprints to make copies of the original buggies. Each will be developing and building new vehicles with improved capabilities over the Apollo-era buggies.
Each group awarded a contract will begin with a year-long feasibility study. The study will ensure that each provider is capable of making a vehicle that meets NASA's standards.
NASA will then award a follow-on contract to eligible providers to carry out a demonstration mission to validate the safety and performance of the chosen vehicle prior to deployment on an Artemis mission. NASA anticipates only one of the chosen providers will be selected for the demonstration mission.
Now, let's talk a little about the selected groups and their vehicles. Astrolab leads a team that also consists of Axiom Space and Odyssey Space Research. Their vehicle, called Flex, seems to be the furthest along, with a prototype having been unveiled back in March 2022. The vehicle has undergone testing and improvements since then and is already capable of meeting NASA requirements. Astrolab is already preparing its own mission to send Flex to the moon in 2026 with a ride on a SpaceX Starship.
Next, we have the team led by Lunar Outpost, which consists of Lockheed Martin, General Motors, Goodyear Tires, and MDA Space. Their vehicle, known as Lunar Dawn, isn't as far along in development as Astrolab's Flex, but it does have a team with an abundance of automotive and robotic experience, which could lead to a very competitive vehicle.
The final team consists of AVL, Boeing, Michelin, Northrop Grumman, and is led by Intuitive Machines. Their machine, called Reusable Autonomous Crewed Exploration Rover, or RACER, is in the early stages of development. Though, like the Lunar Dawn, it's backed by a team of industry heavy hitters. Intuitive Machines also seems to have a plan to get the rover to the moon using one of their own landers, a Nova D-class lunar lander, though such a lander hasn't been built yet.
The contracts offered by NASA are indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, milestone-based task orders, which are firm fixed price. Competitors that reach the demonstration phase have a potential to earn up to $4.6 billion.
NASA has asked that each rover be capable of carrying 2 astronauts, come equipped with a robotic arm, be capable of robotic cargo logistics, have autonomous driving capabilities, and be able to survive the harsh environment of the lunar surface. Personally, any news about humanity's return to the moon has me excited for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Which of the LVTs do you think you'd put your money on?
I think I'd put my money on Astrolab's Flex. It's just further along in the process. It's had a prototype out for years. They're already preparing a mission of their own. I think it's just too far of a lead for them, for the other companies to, catch up on. However, I could see that actually working against them, where NASA selects one of the other two just to kind of raise a second option up to the same level. How about you? Who's your money on?
Yeah, so I think that the Lunar Dawn team has a really strong contender for this as well. One of the things that I liked about them is their conglomeration, their partnerships that they've got with all those big companies. I think that there's a lot of strength and expertise in those companies, and I think that that's going to really help carry them to the finish line, so to speak. But I do think that Astrolab has some really strong spots as well.
Great answer.
All right, that's all from us today. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe to get more Beyond Earth news. I've been David.
And I've been Zach. Thanks for watching.